Maintaining distance from others increases your power. Robert Greene, The 48 Laws of Power. In today's world, due to the connections we have with others, respect and social standing are extremely important. These two factors have a profound impact on family, close relationships, and romantic relationships. Many people, when entering a group, go unnoticed. Their presence is ignored, and in the crowd, they remain merely like a fading shadow. However, some people are the opposite. When they enter a group, their energy affects everyone. They draw people to themselves without even speaking. Yes, exactly, without speaking. This is the power of individuals who are influential and highly respected in society. From politicians to successful figures in finance and business, these people don't necessarily have striking looks, unique perspectives, or special voices. What they have is skill, the skill of controlling others' minds with just one simple, though seemingly simple, move. And what is that? The power of silence and pausing. But of course, you can't explain this in just one word. The truth is, society respects power, not weakness. You might think others judge you for what you say, but they judge you for how you speak, how you carry yourself, and how you present yourself. If you speak too quickly, stumble over your words, or try too hard to prove yourself to others, the result is that people's minds will categorize you as weak. And once you are perceived as weak in others' minds, erasing that image is very difficult. First, we will examine the skill of pausing in conversation, and then we'll move on to when to remain silent. If you are shy, these methods can be particularly beneficial for you. The power of pausing is essentially the ability to control the timing in a conversation. Weak people fear silence. They speak quickly because they worry no one will listen to them. They speak in a way that seems to seek validation from others to continue, but powerful people pause. They make others wait. Others must wait and show respect. In history, those who had conversations with Churchill said his silence was more terrifying than his anger. He said that in the game of power, sometimes silence is the loudest scream. Another historical figure who spoke extensively on this topic is Sun Tzu, the Chinese strategist. He was famous for defeating his enemies without fighting, and just as he was patient in warfare, he was also remarkably skilled in speech. He said, "When you are strong, appear weak, and when you are near, seem far away." This statement of his was a strategic trick in his battles with his rivals. He believed that pausing and keeping yourself ambiguous gives you power. When someone asks you a question, don't answer immediately. Let the silence become uncomfortable. Look into the person's eyes and allow them to feel the heaviness of the atmosphere. Then respond with calmness and confidence. The true victor is the one who wins without fighting. How does the power of pausing work? It works in such a way that everyone interprets your silence differently and draws conclusions based on their own thoughts. Someone who intends to deceive you and is worried you might detect their deception will, during your pause, unconsciously assume you have seen through their trick and may lose their composure. True power is calm and very patient. All influential people throughout history possess this trait. When you do this, it conveys the message: I am not seeking attention. And people unconsciously respect that. Police officers frequently use this psychological tactic during interrogations. When a person answers a question, they employ a meaningful silence, giving the impression that they have detected a lie. If the person breaks the silence after the police has paused to offer further explanations, they are likely lying. The applications of pausing and silence are countless, but we can categorize them into four common situations that most of us have likely experienced. Situation one, when someone disrespects you or makes false statements in a group setting. In this case, you should pause, look directly into the person's eyes, and remain silent for 5 seconds. The person who disrespected you will likely lose their composure because your behavior has taken them by surprise. After the pause, say calmly and confidently, "What you just said describes your own character far more than you might think." Situation two, work meetings or negotiations. When someone makes you an offer or tries to excite you into giving a quick response, even if you disagree with the proposal, do not immediately state your opposition. Pause for a few seconds, then say, "I need to think more about what you said." By doing this, the other person may backtrack and offer you more concessions because people generally don't expect such a pause or silence. Most people react quickly and emotionally when they disagree, but behaving in this way shows that your decisions are not rushed or emotional. Situation three, the inability to say no. When someone asks you to do something and you struggle to say no, talking more and giving explanations will only make the other person insist further. In this situation, you should not say anything else, not even smile, and calmly state, "I can't do this." Then remain silent. This silence proves to the other person that insisting will not yield any results. Situation 4. It's your turn to strike. When you want to make a point and multiply its impact, an effective technique, widely used by the world's great orators, is to pause for a few seconds after delivering an important statement and make eye contact with the audience. This method signals to the listeners that what was just said was very significant. The Chinese strategist Sun Tzu said, "Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win." If executing the fourth situation is difficult for you, you must practice it. Do this by recording yourself with your mobile phone, then watching the video repeatedly and analyzing it. Imagine how you could have amplified the impact of your words if someone else were your audience. Notice where you might be over explaining, and gradually you will become aware of your shortcomings. One reason we may struggle to use these techniques is that in such situations we become a bit hasty and stressed, making it difficult to execute these points effectively. So, what is the solution? We must internalize these principles into our subconscious so that we can apply them automatically when needed. To do this, we can simulate those situations or practice with friends. An important tip: if you encounter a problem in front of a group, admit that you're feeling shy or nervous. You might have noticed that people who aim to win an Oscar sometimes say they didn't expect it and are currently feeling a bit stressed. By admitting your nervousness this way, your mind is freed, and you no longer need to prove to others that you aren't shy. This can actually make you bolder. On the other hand, others will understand and empathize, which can increase intimacy, and will see that this method works. I hope this video has been helpful for you. I'd be grateful if you subscribe to our channel. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It motivates us a lot to create new videos. Thank you for your support.